Loud. Okay, we are now recording. So, Jamie, if you would like to open up.
Yes, ma'am. Welcome everybody this evening. I know we're probably shorthanded because everybody's vacationing for the fourth or whatnot. So we kind of knew that that's what was probably going to happen this week. But I'm gonna open it up with our mission statement. Mountain View Preparatory's mission is to cast the next generation of sports and entertainment industries. And we are starting our meeting at what I've got 6:01. If I'm not
Yep.
popped
Gotcha.
up horizon time.
Mm.
All
Okay.
right.
We need an approval of the agenda, Jamie.
Yep. I was just gonna. So we've got Stacy, Sean, Todd, and yourself online. That's
And
it.
Crystal.
Oh, and Crystal. Sorry.
Yeah,
All right. That'll
right.
work.
And so next month, Stacy will drop off, but
Yep.
Kelsey will come on. Oh,
Yep.
there's Wendy. There's Wendy. There's Wendy. We got Wendy. We got Wendy.
Yep. We
Mhm.
line now. Okay. Perfect.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah. So if everybody's had a chance to look over the agenda, I'd like to get a motion to approve the agenda.
Jamie, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll second if it.
Okay, I need a second. Do you say Jamie you would?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And then can you call for an all vote?
Yeah.
Any
I'll
opposed?
say aye.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay, very good.
There we go.
Okay, we do not have any public comment.
Perfect. All right. So our next business is approval of the minutes. If everybody should have that in their Dropbox. Did anybody?
We don't because Carrie's on vacation, so we will table that till next month.
Okay, okay. I was looking at the other minutes. I'm sorry, I had printed out. All right. So no academic report unless you have anything, Miss Tracy, since Tally's on vacation.
No, I will give you some thoughts about enrollment and where we are. Um, this is a really weird time, this rollover thing from Limestone into the charter school district. And when we get into finances, we're going to talk a little bit more of some crazy stuff that's kind of happened. But um, we are dealing with power school enrollment. And in the big picture, we have well over 750 kids all together, from the old kids to the new kids, who have applied. Actually, I think we have closer to 800 now. But because Power School enrollment is rolling over, and we just did the big rollover from Limestone all Power School, um, we can't give you an absolute number right yet about how many kids have said they're going to come at this moment. We are calling our list of kids who have not done the SNAP code, because that's really what tells us you're coming, and that's how we pull records. So we're calling all these people, but we won't really know what that looks like till they roll us over, and we're all in one category. So as we move along, we need, in order to hit 700 kids, given the kids that graduated, also the kids that are transferring out, we need about 250 of the 400 kids who have signed up for a seat. So we're working on it. We'll have a much better number over the next 2 weeks after Power School is settled down, and we can tell who's done their SNAP code. So, but hopefully we'll hit 700 this time. We really need to. Um, but we've had a really good month, as far as we've had right at 400 kids sign up new. We also, this year, unless it changes in the next 4 weeks, have not had near as many kids unenroll to move on. We've had some kids moving out of state. We've had a few going back to their home schools, but for the most part, not near as many as we had between year one and year two. So that's a good thing.
yeah, I think we've only had 22 withdrawals unless that number went up.
I think we're probably
And
around
I think
25.
with,
Mhm.
yeah. And,
Yeah.
and as far as kids out of the 754 that have signed up or coming back, I believe right at 500 have done everything. And so we're slowly but surely getting there. We added another 27 last week from the week before, so it's picking up.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. Parents wait till last minute sometimes for that stuff. And just looking at the application for how many have actually signed up over the course of the last couple of days since the 25th, there's been one, two, three, four, five, six new kids from since the 25th. And then that's just brand new. Went and filled it out on the application, haven't been given a seat yet. And for those that we've approved for a seat, there is 420. So plus the ones I just told you, so like 425. We need 250 of them. So let's hope that we hit that number. And that all the right number comes back to us from this past year. So we're doing okay. All righty. Okay. Haley is also not here.
Okay.
And Todd probably can speak better about athletics than I can.
Yeah, everything's kind of well, this week, guys, is a dead period, so nothing's going on whatsoever in high school sports. I don't know if you saw our recent post, but we had 7 of our track and field members make All-American. Those 7 kids participated in nationals and did really, really well, and got honored as All-American track, track and field student athlete. So if you go to the Mountain View Prep Facebook page or mine, it's out there on all the school sites right now. But real excited about those kids. That's our first set of kids to officially be All-American. So that was big.
And Todd, I don't know if you know this, but July 12th, Mike and our 4x1 team is being there's a banquet in Irmo, because Mike was coach of the year for the entire 3A. And so he's being awarded that, and the girls are being awarded because they set the state record for 4x1 at the state championship. That's how we started the day. On that day is setting a state record, because that's the very first thing you run. So yeah, I don't know if you knew that or not, Todd. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. That's, I knew it, but that's good information. But that's all I know that's kind of been going on athletically. Obviously, guys, we finished year 2 with 5 year 1 and 2 combined now with 5 state championships and 10 region championships. And for a brand new school, it's like, man, that's crazy good. So athletics are just killing it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Todd, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Tracy, you want to give an update on the operations and the financial report?
Yes. Yeah. So, let me just kind of tell you some things that's happened. Particularly before I really go look at the financial report, because it's going to be way out of whack. Way out of whack. At the end of May, none of the limestone schools got paid in time. In fact, we got paid 8 days late. We were lucky. Some got paid 12 days late. Not only did they pay us late, the day on the 30th of the month, when I got, now understand, we made payroll because we had money in the bank and no problem. Like, we didn't have any problem paying our bills for, the 2 big things is payroll and our mortgage, right? We paid those. But what happened to all the schools that is not, your money's not in Truist. On the last day of the month, when we should have gotten up and seen our deposit like we have every single month for the entire time we've been open, we didn't see that. And not only did we not see that, they had actually withdrawn our money. So we were supposed to get $590,000 at the end of May. When I looked at the account, we were $283,000 in the hole. because we did not get paid and they withdrew it. So of course, everybody's freaking out, calling the district saying, what in this world is going on? I ran down to the bank, and the bank said it's not us. It literally is. The district has pulled that money. I was like, I don't even know how the district can pull money. I know they can put it in, but I didn't know they could pull it. And so basically what happened for days and days, the district and the state treasury were dealing with this issue. And then they finally, literally 8 days later is when we got paid. So when you see our financials, they're going to be ugly because $600,000 basically it was not in the account, and our financials run based on the end of May. Now you can imagine how all of us. So let me say this: we were lucky. There was another school that I talked to because all the school leaders kind of were talking to each other, going, "What in this world?" One school woke up to $1.4 million in the hole. And but and ours was ever pending and never went through. Theirs went through. So it's basically the district said it was a problem between the treasury and how the money goes out from the district, and they had to manually go in and do it. And I think that's how Limestone had been doing it every single month, is manually. So what was weird is that it didn't happen in April when I thought it would. If there was going to be a hiccup, it would happen. It didn't. It happened in May. So then you can imagine how everybody was really concerned and freaking out, saying if this happens in June, we are going to be in trouble because our funders are going to be looking at our cash on hand for our bond and our bond covenants. But actually, this month we got paid on last Friday. So whatever it was, they worked it out. So I'm not expecting that to happen again. What is a problem right now is that we have, Jamie received it, we received it, an email from the district. You may, if you don't really kind of keep up with politics, the legislature has not passed a budget. And so that is concerning because that means that everybody's now working off their last year's money and budget. And so we don't know what that's going to look like. So if they don't pass a budget by the end of July, we don't know what that looks like, because the district is only going to get so much money based on what they got before, but now they have all these new schools. And so they're telling us to not freak out. They're concerned, but they, at this point, they told us don't make any major changes. And again, if it happens right now, we have about $1 million in the bank in our two accounts. So we can pay payroll, we can pay our bills. So if something crazy happens in July because the legislature's not passed the budget, we will be fine. I am going to talk to some of our vendors and say, look, and we might hang off, we're not hold off. But there's a few things we absolutely pay because we've been waiting in July to pay them. But at this point, I think we'll be fine. But as we go into the end of July, we may see that our cash on hand is not as good as it should be, because we're going to have to wait to get that extra money, probably to our 5th-day count, which will be in September. So I'm not worried about anything other than it is just a little concerning that we don't know what that's going to look like. Also, what we don't know, even though we've been told kind of, sort of, is that, as I remember, I told you that 0.2 for the vocational is going away and it goes to 0.1, and they're moving that money over to what we call EIA CTE money. And that has been restricted money. And now they're going to basically change a lot of that so you can spend it on teachers and stuff that you couldn't do before. But until the budget gets passed, we don't know how that's going to work either. So we're still waiting. So we have an approved budget, which y'all did before. As soon as there's a legislative budget approval, and then the district tells us what to expect for the next one, then I'll go back in and then we'll redo the budget again. So we'll know. So I'm going to show you the finances and all that. I just want you to know that it's really out of whack and it had nothing to do with us. But I'll show you where we are. So it's when you see it, it's not going to tell you a whole lot. Okay. Let's see here. What did I do with it? Oh, there we are, the financial report. Now, on a good note, we have finished our, June 30th today, and Melissa and I have been talking over the last few days, and we have met our covenants. So, we needed 45 days. We're fine there, and we needed $850,000 for cash on hand, and we're fine there. So we did great. No worries. So that made me feel better. Just to show you the dashboard, we are still waiting on money. We've submitted everything to the district right here, this middle one. Let me see if I can make it bigger for you. Can you see that? Right here where we have claimed in full. So a couple things are going to be rolled over for the next year, but at this point we've claimed everything that we can claim, and we'll be waiting on money to come back from the state. So again, here's where I want to show you. If you look at unrestricted cash, it is $413,000, which means in our two accounts, there's 150 in First Citizens, and it was like 200 and whatever in our main account, our main operating account. And it said 145 due from SCDE. Melissa thought we were going to get 619. We did not, because she had a miscalculation in gifted and talented, because we don't get that money. So we really ended up getting $595,000. But that was just not accounted for at the end of May. So when you see that our May revenue only went up 1%, that's why we don't have any, because we didn't get the big check, right? We did finish. When we get in July, then we'll get the June financials, and then I'll show you how we finished the year. But the biggest thing for us was that's covenants. And as you can see right here, these debt coverage ratio where it says 21 days cash on hand, that's because that $600,000 did not come in. But now we're at 48. So we're good. And that's what I was most worried about, like sweating it, right? For sure. So these are really whacked, but I'll show them to you anyway, just to kind of so you can see where we are. Financially right now, we have 823,000 in one and 150,000 in the other accounts. So we're doing just fine. Now next year, our covenant goes to 60 days, and our it goes to 60 days on cash. And I think our debt service coverage ratio goes up to 1.2. So it'll be a little harder because we're gaining more kids, and that's what it's based on. So we just finished year one of our bond. We're going into year two. And then at the end of year three, we will start the process to refinance. And then we'll have a probably public offering, because we can be rated and have a much lower rate. So we're going right in the right direction, like we're supposed to. So everything's good. Everything's good. So I will show you these, and but here's what, as I get to the bottom here, just to make sure you kind of know. So you see this. So these are really out of whack, but I always show you where we stand. And as you can see, when you don't get $600,000, you end up with a negative 225. So we should end up, all bills paid in June, probably with about $225,000 to the good. Now, we'll know that in totality at the audit. One thing that I do need to tell you about the audit that's coming up, guys, is that we now have to have our audit done by October 15th based on this new law. And that is going to be hard. And Melissa and I talked about that today. It's hard enough to get it in by November 1. And that has nothing to do with the school. It's just literally your your accounting office and your auditor working hand in hand to get it. And we have no, hand in that once they have all of our stuff. So I suspect there's going to be a lot of hoopla about that coming up in the near future. Oops. All right, let me get up. Sorry, hit that. Okay. I when we get to the end of next month, I'm going to have Melissa come on because that'll be our end of the year report. So I'll schedule her for next time, and then we can talk about anything we need to talk about financially. Okay. Anybody have any questions though? All right. Okay. The next thing I want to go over. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me go back to it. The next thing I was hoping to do is give you an update on the bus report. So Todd, if you would like to talk to them about the bus. All right. Can y'all see that picture?
It's trying to load. There it goes. Half of it.
Okay. Okay. Hang on. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the front. Do you have a side view or a back view?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah.
One thing at a time here. Can you see
No, that's
this?
fine.
So this is the first little bus that we've gotten wrapped. Todd, do you want to tell them what's going on with the buses?
Yeah, so let me tell you, we've got buses going everywhere. So we've with the 7 buses, 1 large bus, 6 small buses. We're rotating buses. All the yellow buses have been rotated now to Mako. The last one is there now being painted white. From Mako, those buses go to be wrapped. And we also have all 7 buses are also in this transition. We've got Mako buses going to Mako, buses going to the wrap guys. And we've got all 7 buses going to Tri-State, and they're getting service. They're getting certified, the annual certification that we have to do every year. So we're getting all that done. But here in short order, I'd say in the next probably couple weeks and definitely before school starts, all 7 buses will be wrapped, serviced, and certified.
Yeah.
Thank you for heading that up for us, buddy.
Yeah, they're looking good, man.
They do.
I'm real excited about it because now we'll have 7 buses all over the place, and that's a moving billboard.
Absolutely.
Did you show them the back of it?
Yeah.
This one doesn't. We've changed. I don't know if you've got that picture, but this bus is going back in because on the back, we've done it on the front, guys, but on the back, we're going to have our website too. It'll be on the bottom.
Yeah.
Some of them was
Yeah.
at the top, and it's mvpstars.org. We felt like
Yeah.
that was important. If somebody's behind us or in front of us, they could see the website and all that. But I think they
Yeah.
really turned out good, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Todd, one
Yeah.
of right there on the back on the opposite side of where the tags are. How about let's put a bus number
Yeah.
there? So if we get a phone call and we've got buses out running
Yeah.
the road,
We've got them all numbered. Yeah.
Yeah, but he
Coach
means if
Keller's got
somebody's
them all
looking
numbered.
at that.
No, we can't.
Oh,
We've got them, I think, in the windshield, don't we, Tracy?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
they're
he
numbered
means
in the
on the back.
windshield.
So if somebody's going to call us and tell us that our bus, that one of our coaches is driving crazy, they'll
Yep.
know which bus it
Yeah,
is.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Yep.
put a decal on the back fender somewhere. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, right there, like on the, because all of them would match on the opposite side of where the tag is, where Tracy was just moving her mouse at.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right here.
I
Yep.
see you. Yeah,
Start out one and go.
opposite side. Yeah,
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 for
we can do
sure.
that. That's not a problem at
Yeah.
all.
You know what? Let me write that down so I remember that. Okay. Let me write that down so I don't forget.
But I know
Bus number on the back.
Keller's got them all. He's got them all numbered, but he knows which is which. But just for the school purposes, but we'll do that. That's a good idea.
Thank you,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah, so it's going well. They look great. I should have taken some more pictures to make up for Wayne not being available today and tell you what's going on. In the building that is the classroom building, the sheetrock's up, the bathroom floors are down, the bathroom walls are up, so all the tile. The the ceiling, the grid is up, and the electrical, they're doing electrical. They've painted, they're in the middle of painting the walls, and so they got to finish the electrical, and then they'll do the painting, and then they'll put down the floor and then the ceiling. The um uh um so but let me think for a second for what's good. So here's a little concern we have, just so everybody's in the loop. So the land where we didn't buy the frontage road land, let me start, the frontage road land, Don still owns that. And he has been going back and forth with Duke Energy about the easement because we have to bring it from the road, which crosses his land, to the building. And that is the main electrical for that. We're getting a little worried on how long that's taking because we can't put the ceiling grids up until the electric's in because of mold and mist and all that kind of stuff. And that's concerning us a little bit. I mean, they're going to get to a standstill here in a second if Don and um, Duke can't come to an agreement. And so I've been keeping in touch with Don about where they are in the process. And if I do, but just to let you know that if I do think there's going to be a delay, I'll actually call a special called board meeting just so everybody's in the loop about that. I mean, everybody's working as hard as they can, but Duke's a great big company. And so, it's just a matter of getting them on agreement with Don because it is Don's land. So that's just kind of what's happening. But as soon as that's done, and then they put the ceiling in and put the flooring in, I mean, they're like the doors are in, the windows are in, and they're getting ready to paint the outside. So, I mean, we're close, very, very close, but that electrical's got to happen. The gym has the walls up, but it does not have the flooring yet. In the field house, they are putting sheetrock up in the field house. Now, one change that we've kind of made is that we had those two entrances into um the into the weight room, but because we don't need two egresses and two entrances into that, we've been able to take the one next to the training room and actually convert it into storage. So, because we are desperate for storage, and I do mean desperate, so we don't have to put stuff out in a Connex behind the thing. So that has worked out great. We only needed one. We only needed one entrance and one egress, and so that's worked out great. And so everybody's like super excited that we're actually going to have somewhere to put the equipment in and not have to put it outside. And so that's really it. They're moving right along. And once the electricity thing gets settled, we're there. Now, on Thursday, we have our overhead inspection with BLE because that's our third party that we're using. So Jack OSF doesn't come out. And Delisa came yesterday. She's with Contract, who used to be the director of off school facilities. She came out and said she didn't see any reason we don't pass that inspection and just continue on. So things are good. Just giving you a heads up that we might have a little delay if because of Duke. And that's all good.
Hey Tracy, on the power, that does
They
this,
can't.
what is our other option? I mean, if they
Well,
doesn't,
we don't. There is no other options because it's the transformer. We have to run. See that pole at the very entrance? That's the pole that has to feed the transformer, and it has to come
see,
across Don's.
almost be willing to bet that that is a legality thing, just like when you buy a piece of property and then there's a piece of property behind yours, you've got to give that person that buys that property
Oh yeah,
access
yeah.
to it.
Yeah, oh yeah, and Don's not saying no, but Duke's a great big company and they send you this thing and it basically says we can do whatever we want to on your land. And Don's like, no, that's not going to happen. There's going to be some provisions to that because he um he's going to use that frontage road for other businesses that he's selling
The
to.
retail.
Yeah,
Yeah, retail.
and I've asked him, I said, Don, if you're ready to sell that, can you sell it to some fast food places so that kids like are more or less likely to leave? They'll just go down there and eat. And he basically said, well, call whoever you want down there and see if they're interested. But you know, the price is going to be astronomical,
Yeah.
but who cares? But so I mean, Don's working with us. Don't get me wrong. It's just it's just the things that Duke has in their standard contract that most people just sign. And so he's just trying to protect what's going to happen to those businesses he's trying to do in the frontage road. I'm not overly worried about it. If Don was just like sitting there being stubborn, I would be worried. He's not. He's putting his comments back. You know, he gets them. He's putting his comments back. So I just giving y'all a heads up just in case, because I don't want this to be like, well, why didn't you tell us this is a problem earlier? Because right now it's this much of a problem. If it gets to this much of a problem, I'll come back and tell you.
Okay. Yeah. Then if we need to, we'll contact, you know, legal side on our side to get the ball rolling. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, a contract would do that first before we would have to do
yeah,
that for sure. Because you know they got days. So if they're
yeah.
not
So,
done by certain days, they have to start paying us.
basically, Wayne and contract need to be on top of this.
Oh, they are
Okay.
every day.
All right.
Every day they're calling Duke, and every day, every other day, I've been talking to Don.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
All right.
I mean, they're the ones called me and said, "Hey, just heads up," and then can you call Don? And Don's been very receptive. Just you know, he and Duke have to come to agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
Wayne's not right.
Huh?
So Wayne's not doing. You just did an update.
Yeah, yeah. Wayne won't be on tonight. Everybody's on vacation, right? Yeah.
And all the outside construction guys, I don't know if y'all have seen the new turf field for football, soccer, and lacrosse, but it looks great. It's down. The coaches, players are raving about it. They actually put extra sand and extra rubber pellets on our field, which makes it really feel like plush grass, real grass, but doesn't slip like a lot of fields. That's basically done. The grass practice field is getting irrigation in now. I'm not sure exactly what Wes has scheduled, but I know that's getting ready to happen. The other thing is softball irrigation's about to go in, and then they're going to lay down grass for softball. So all the outside stuff's moving along. If you hadn't been by, just swing by, check it out anytime. It's looking good.
Now softball had they took the people that should have been doing the irrigation for softball and brought them into the classroom building. So, but they should be done pretty soon. So they should be
Yeah.
out back to softball next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. It is.
Yep.
It is.
Tracy,
Yes.
you would just touch base just so everybody else that's online is aware of the bus incident on a trip, if you would please. Just basically just informative, nothing that's really major, just so everybody knows what's going on, please.
Oh, you mean about the person who called me?
Yeah, where it went in the parking garage and all that mess.
Oh, you mean Mike. Yes. I'm sorry. Okay, yes. Yes, because we have not talked about that yet. I'm so sorry. I should have had that on the agenda. I'm sorry. Um, so when our track team went down to Florida, Mike, our coach, our kids were staying in an Airbnb, but he took the bus and some of the Blythewood coaches back over to their hotel in the bus and was going to park it. And I guess the only place to park was in the garage. And he didn't make it. So he hit the sprinkler system in the garage. So it was kind of a mess. I got a phone call from Haley at 2 in the morning. Now, the incident actually happened at midnight because they had been at the field all day. They had gone to eat. Our kids were back at the Airbnb. It didn't involve any kids. It was just coaches, our coaches, and the Blythewood coaches because they were staying at the hotel and they had a great big charter bus and just so for whatever reason they were all on our bus. The coaches were on our bus. So when he goes, he's told by like the little guy who's working the whatever, he could pull up into the garage. And he really couldn't. And he should have realized that, but he didn't because this guy's saying you can do it and he shouldn't have. And what he did was the top of it scraped and hit the sprinkler and it broke it. And so there was water everywhere. And of course, it set off the fire alarm. And so the fire alarm, the firefighters came and a police officer came because the hotel had obviously called the police officer. So this happened at like right after midnight. But I got a call around 2 o'clock from Haley, and then I got a call from the hotel, and then I talked to Mike. And at 2 in the morning. And the reason it took so long to call me at 2 in the morning was that when the police were there, they had basically told Mike, look, you just need to you just need to get together with the hotel because this isn't like a criminal or anything like that. And then they got a call about an emergency gun situation. So they left. But later on, they sent back another officer. The officer, so this was like an hour and a half to almost 2 hours later. When the officer got there, the Blythewood coach was afraid that Mike was going to be in trouble. And so she basically told the officer there that she was driving, but she wasn't. And the video clearly shows that Mike was driving, which didn't help anything, which just kind of caused it to be a problem. But we've cleared all that out. Because Mike said, no, I didn't even know she did that. I was driving because I was the one talking to the cops and the firefighters. But Mike was driving. And I did call our insurance, and I sent our insurance an email telling them that Mike was driving. Here's the videos, and turned in the claim. The claim, the adjusters went down to the hotel. The damage from the hotel people sent me the receipts, and it was like $9,000. Now, originally they thought, oh, this is going to be crazy expensive because it pulled the pipe out of the main place where the water comes through. But it ended up being only like $9,000. So I did turn that into our insurance. Our insurance company is dealing with it. I think there is an issue. I was told not to get in the middle of that because the hotel was sending me an email saying they're not paying the entire part. I sent those emails over to our insurance agent, and he sent it to our insurance company, and they said, don't contact them, don't do anything. We'll handle it from here. And then I've not heard anything since. So the bus was fine. It did break the front glass, and Mike had a company come out and change the glass up that day while they were all at the track meet for the next day. They came and fixed the glass. It didn't really damage the bus at all, and it really just tore out that little bit of ceiling. It just got kind of bigger than it needed to be. So everything's fixed, and we've turned in the claim. And to my knowledge, I've not had any more conversations with anybody about it. Nobody else has called or anything. So, word is to Mike, if it says, if you hit the bar going in, don't do it. But he did. So, and then of course the hotel, even though they had somebody working that, they did not acknowledge that in any way. So, but Mike was driving, so it is what it is. He was driving, and he admits that, and there's videos. So, yes.
Thank you, Miss Tracy, for that. I just thought that was pretty
Absolutely.
just to bring everybody up to speed on that, just because of the other lady for some
Absolutely
spoke up for audit. That makes absolutely no sense, but it's fine. It's done and over with.
Yes.
I actually talked to Tracy about this the other day. Why all these buses are at Tri-State? Just because I know they've got the height sticks. I want them to do a height from ground to the highest point on those buses and get a measurement for each bus, and let's get labels put on the dash right there where the speedometer is. Just like Sean can probably vouch for this, just like we do with the fire truck, Sean.
Yep. Yes, we will do that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, look,
Yeah.
just you know,
I'm assuming Tri-State does that.
Yeah, just because they'll have the height sticks, because
Yeah.
when they do DOT inspections and stuff like that, they can at
Mhm.
least tell us what the height of every bus is, and that way we know the max height.
Yeah, and so they can see it as they're driving, right?
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, who's to say, like, for instance, like downtown over behind Walford, there's that one low train
Yeah.
trail. I know the
Yeah.
big bit under, so that's the type of things that we need to be proactive now that it's happened to him. So
Yeah, speaking of Wofford, since you said that, it hit me. Todd, did you talk to them about the 7-on-7? You tell them about that. What happened at Wofford?
No, I didn't bring that up,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was publicized pretty well. If you guys followed the website or our page on Facebook, I don't know if you saw our football team in 7-on-7 won the Wofford tournament, and there was some really good teams: South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida. They went 8-0 that day. By the way, in all the 7-on-7s, which is going on all summer long, we've only lost one game in one event. I mean, I believe that first day at Greenville, we went. Did I lose y'all? Y'all still there?
No, you're
Can you
good.
still see me? Okay. I think we went 5-1 that day, and but all the other tournaments we've been undefeated, and so looking really good. Max looking great at quarterback. We've got some great young receivers, and it's really exciting. Looking for a good season, another good season this year.
Right. Yeah, I want to make sure because it was great. They didn't get to play the very last game because it got lightning. It started lightning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jamie, the last thing that's on our agenda, let me make sure. Yeah, the last thing that's on our agenda was the approval of the media policy. And last time you guys had asked me to do a small update and put because we had administration and you'd asked me to define administration in this policy. So I went back and put administration is defined as principal, vice principal, CTE director, AD, or any other programmatic personnel. So say that in the event that if we come up with a media personnel person for, marketing and advertising, something like that, then that would be that person. I just didn't want to be like it specific. So that kind of was just a general statement of who would be administration to be able to enforce this policy. And I think that was the only thing that you all asked me to change, unless I'm wrong. And y'all remember, tell me if I'm wrong. Anybody remember anything different? Because that's the only thing I went in and changed.
yeah, we just need to fix that issue part at the top where it says June R.
Oh, I fixed that already. Yeah, I fixed that already. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it.
I did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because it's right, issue June 26. So if unless somebody's got any other questions, if we could approve this policy, that would be great, so we can put it out there before school starts. On that note, also, we'll have some revisions in the student handbook that'll be up for approval next month, so we can get that out too before school starts. We're still working on those, though.
All right. I'd like to bring the motion for approval of the proposed media policy, updated media policy with the corrected changes.
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Jamie. And a vote.
All in
Second.
favor,
Okay.
say aye.
Right.
Opposed?
Um,
So carry.
Awesome. So that's really all I had for tonight. Trying to make it a short one here since everybody's trying to be on vacation. But again, Stacy's last board meeting, hate that, but it is where we are with this new law. Kelsey joins us next week, but hey, Crystal, can you still reach out to your friend to see if she's interested in being a community member?
Yes, she's
'Cause we
about
have an
finished with her dissertation.
Okay.
So, and I did get a job,
Okay, great, great, great. Where are you gonna working?
Newberry,
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
as an
That is
adjunct.
awesome.
Good
So,
job. Good
You
job.
don't even have to move.
no, I'm just working as an adjunct and we'll see how it goes from there.
Okay,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah.
That is so awesome.
Congratulations.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Congratulations. That's exciting.
Thank you.
You don't even have to move. That's the biggie.
Yeah, we just bought a house.
Yeah, really,
That's
for
good.
sure. Right. Hey, Jamie, that's it for us. Our next meeting is scheduled for the 20, let me see. Um, hold on. The 28th of July. Again, if there's anything I need for y'all to know before then, because we're getting close to school starting, I'm going to call a special called meeting. If you don't hear from me, then everything's good. Okay.
Yeah, I think
So,
as long as that should give us time to figure out where we're at on that monies and updated numbers for enrollment. That should
yeah. Yeah, when we get rolled over because we're out of power school right now. Like nobody can get in power school. And when we get back on Monday, the district power school training is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then they'll let you get back in it. So it's everybody's even locked out of it right now. So
Okay.
we're just kind of sitting there. That happens every year. It's just part of the rollover from one year to the next. So what I'll do in the middle of the month when we figure out where we are, I'll send everybody just an email, just an update email.
perfect. All right, I'd like to make a motion for adjournment.
A second.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all.
Have a wonderful
Y'all
Hey,
have a
hey, one more
great
thing. One more
Fourth.
hey, wait. One more thing. The church across the street from the school does that big fireworks thing, and our parents, our football parents, are doing the fundraiser so that people pay to park. Because last year, obviously, none of us knew about it, and our parking lot was just free and open. I have a cop that we've hired to be there because of all the construction stuff, and it's going to be $10 a car to park in our parking lot. But if you go and you tell them you're a board member, you don't have to pay. I'll make sure Gray knows that, okay? I think it starts at like 7:30 is when they say it's going to start, so it'll probably be like 9 when it gets dark and really starts.
And that's
So if
on
you're interested,
Friday evening or Saturday.
it's Friday.
Okay.
Friday the 3rd, okay?
All right. Thank y'all. Y'all have a blessed week.
You
All right,
too.
have a
Bye,
safe
guys.
Thank
Fourth,
y'all
guys.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See y'all. Bye-bye.
All right. Uh